White made a move. Knight takes h8. Pause the video and try to predict black's next move. Bishop takes h4. Queen e2. Knight takes f2. Knight f7. Knight e4 check. King d1. Knight takes c3 check. King c2. Knight takes e2. Knight takes d6 check. Pawn takes d6. Bishop a3. Black is in a commanding position. Let's go to the next game. Black just played Bishop d7. Pause the video to figure out White's next move. Bishop takes f7 check. King takes f7. Knight takes e5 check. King e7. Rook f7 check. King e8. Black is looking to play Knight takes e5 and increase their advantage significantly. Rook takes d7. Move preferred by White. Queen h4. Black is setting up to play Knight takes e5 and establish a winning position. Knight f3. Move preferred by White. White might go for Knight takes h4 and take decisive advantage. Queen h6 was chosen by Black. Black is looking to play King takes d7 and dominate the board. Rook takes c7 played by White. King d8. Black has no response. Let's go to the next game. White made a move. Bishop d8. Pause the video to find out Black's response. Bishop takes g3. King e1. Bishop takes f2 check. King takes f2. Pawn g3 check. King takes g3. King e2. Bishop g5. Pawn f2. Black is looking to play pawn promotes to queen at f1 and establish a winning position. King f4 was chosen by White. King d3. King e5. Pawn promotes to queen at f1. Black's idea is to play Queen f7. Pawn d5. Queen e8 check. King f5. Queen g8. Bishop f4. Queen takes d5 check and put immense pressure on the opponent. On d5. White is on the verge of defeat. Let's go to the next game. Black made a move. Queen c1 check. Pause the video and try to predict White's next move. King e2. Queen takes c2 check. Knight d2. White is preparing to play Queen takes f7 check. King d8. Queen f8 mate and secure a stronghold in the game. Knight f6 played by Black. Bishop takes f7 check. King d8. Black intends to play Pawn d6. Pawn h3. Queen takes b2 and increase their advantage significantly. Bishop b3 was chosen by White. White is preparing to play Bishop takes c2 and take decisive advantage. Queen takes b2 played by Black. Knight f7 check. King e7. Black wants to play Pawn d5. Knight e5. Queen takes d4 and take decisive advantage. Pawn e5 was chosen by White. Rook e8. Pawn takes f6 check. King f8 check. White is clearly ahead. Let's go to the next game. White played Bishop c2. Pause the video and try to find Black's next move. Queen takes f2 check. King d1. Queen f1 check. King d2. Rook d8 check. Bishop d3. Queen takes d3 check. King c1. Queen f1 check. King c2. Queen takes g2 check. King c1. Rook d5. Black is preparing to play Rook takes h5 and establish a winning position. Queen f3 move preferred by white. White's idea is to play queen takes g2 check. Bishop g4. Queen takes g4 check. Rook g5. Queen takes g5 check. King h7. Queen g7 mate and increase their advantage significantly. Queen g6 move preferred by black. Black is planning to play queen takes h6 check and secure a stronghold in the game. Bishop f4 played by white. Bishop takes g1. On a4 white is outplayed. Let's go to the next game. Black just played. On c6 pause the video and try to find white's next move. Knight takes g5. Bishop takes d1. Bishop takes f7 check. King d7. Rook takes d1. On e6. Bishop takes e6 check. King c7. Black intends to play queen takes g5 and secure a stronghold in the game. On d4 was chosen by white. White might go for on d5. Bishop b4. Pawn takes c6. Queen takes d1 check. Knight takes d1 and take decisive advantage. On h6 move preferred by black. Black is setting up to play pawn takes g5 and dominate the board. Knight f7 move preferred by white. White intends to play knight takes d8 and establish a winning position. Queen f6 played by black. Black is preparing to play queen takes e6 and gain a significant edge. On d5 move preferred by white. White considers playing knight takes h8 and secure a stronghold in the game. On g5 played by black. Knight e4. White wants to play knight takes f6 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Queen g6 move preferred by black. Rook e1. White considers playing knight takes h8 and establish a winning position. Rook h7 played by black. On d6 check. Bishop takes d6. Knight takes d6. Rook takes f7. Knight takes f7. Knight d7. White is in a commanding position. Let's go to the next game. Black played knight g6. Pause the video to analyze white's next move. Bishop takes f7 check. King f8. Black is aiming to play knight takes e4 and take decisive advantage. Knight g5 played by white. Knight c5. Knight 1 f3. White is planning to play king castled kingside. Bishop g4. Pawn takes c5. Queen takes d1. Rook takes d1 and gain a significant edge. Knight ce4 move preferred by black. Queen b3. White considers playing knight e5. Queen d6. Knight takes h7 check. Knight takes h7. Knight takes g6 check. Queen takes g6. Bishop takes g6 and take decisive advantage. Pawn c6 played by black. Knight e5. White is aiming to play knight takes h7 check. Knight takes h7. Knight takes g6 mate and increase their advantage significantly. Knight d5 played by black. King castled kingside. White's idea is to play knight takes e4 and secure a stronghold in the game. Bishop takes e5 was chosen by black. Pawn takes e5. Knight takes g5. Bishop takes g5. Bishop f5. Bishop takes d5. Queen takes d5. Queen takes d5. Pawn takes d5. On g4. White is planning to play. On e6. King e8. Pawn takes f5 and gain a significant edge. Rook g8 move preferred by black. Rook f3. White is aiming to play. On e6. Rook c8. Bishop h6 check. King e8. Pawn takes f5 and take decisive advantage. Pawn a5 was chosen by black. Pawn takes f5. Pawn takes f5. White is clearly ahead. Let's go to the next game. Black made a move. Bishop e7. Pause the video to figure out white's next move. Knight takes f7. King takes f7. Knight g5 check. King e8. Knight takes e6. Queen b6. Knight takes g7 check. King f8. Black is looking to play king takes g7 and gain a significant edge. Bishop h6 played by white. White's idea is to play queen e6. Knight g8. Knight f5 check. King e8. Bishop g7. Queen c7. Bishop takes h8 and dominate the board. Knight d5 move preferred by black. On e4. White intends to play pawn takes d5 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Knight 7 f6 was chosen by black. On e5. White is setting up to play rook e1. Knight h5. Queen f3 check. Knight hf4. Pawn takes f4 and dominate the board. Rook d8 was chosen by black. Pawn takes f6. Bishop takes f6. Queen f3. White is aiming to play rook e1. Rook g8. Knight e6 check. King e8. Queen f5. Rook d6. Queen takes h7 and secure a stronghold in the game. Rook g8 move preferred by black. Knight e6 check. King e8. Queen h5 check. Rook g6. Bishop f8. White is aiming to play queen takes h7 and dominate the board. Bishop e7 played by black. Bishop takes e7. Knight takes e7. Knight takes d8. Queen takes d8. Black has no response. Let's go to the next game. White made a move. Bishop f2. Pause the video and try to predict black's next move. Rook takes f2. King takes f2. Queen b6 check. King f1. Rook f8 check. Bishop f3. Bishop g3. Black is preparing to play queen f2 mate and gain a significant edge. Queen e2 played by white. On e5. Black is setting up to play. On e4. Rook e1. Knight e5. Queen e3. Knight takes f3. Queen takes b6. Knight takes e1 check. King e2. Pawn takes b6 and take decisive advantage. On h4 move preferred by white. Knight e7. On a4. On e4. Black wants to play Knight d5. On h5. Knight e3 check. King g1. Knight takes g2 check. King takes g2. Pawn takes f3 check. Queen takes f3. Rook takes f3 and put immense pressure on the opponent. On h5 was chosen by white. Pawn takes f3. Pawn takes f3. Knight f5. Black wants to play pawn takes h5 and gain a significant edge. Pawn a5 played by white. White considers playing pawn takes b6 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Queen c6 move preferred by black. Black is looking to play rook e8, rook c1, rook takes e2 and establish a winning position. King g2 was chosen by white. Pawn takes h5, rook hg1, bishop c7, rook ae1, knight h4 check, king h1, knight takes f3, queen e6. White has no response. Let's go to the next game. Black made a move. Bishop g4. Pause the video and try to find white's next move. Bishop takes f7 check. King takes f7. Knight takes e5 check. King g8. Black is looking to play bishop takes d1 and establish a winning position. Knight takes g4 played by white. Knight takes g4. Queen takes g4. Queen d7. Black intends to play queen takes g4 and take decisive advantage. Queen takes d7 move preferred by white. Knight takes d7. King e2. Knight f6. Rook hd1. Bishop e7. Bishop f4. White wants to play bishop takes d6. Bishop takes d6. Rook takes d6 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Rook d8 played by black. Rook d3. King f7. Rook ad1. White is aiming to play bishop takes d6. Bishop takes d6. Rook takes d6. Rook takes d6. Rook takes d6 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Knight e8 played by black. Knight b5. White's idea is to play knight takes d6 check. Bishop takes d6. Bishop takes d6. Knight takes d6. Rook takes d6. Rook takes d6. Rook takes d6 and put immense pressure on the opponent. King e6 was chosen by black. On f3. White intends to play rook b3. Rook d7. Knight takes a7 and gain a significant edge. Pawn g5 was chosen by black. Black is aiming to play pawn takes f4 and gain a significant edge. Bishop e3 move preferred by white. White's idea is to play bishop takes a7 and gain a significant edge. Pawn a6 move preferred by black. Knight d4 check. King d7. Rook b3. White is planning to play rook takes b7 check and dominate the board. Pawn b5 move preferred by black. Rook a3. White's idea is to play rook takes a6 and secure a stronghold in the game. Rook a8 was chosen by black. Knight f5. On a5. Rook ad3. Rook a6. On a3. Rook h7. Rook d5. White might go for rook takes b5 and establish a winning position. Knight c7 move preferred by black. Rook 5 d2. King e6. King f2. Pawn b4. Pawn takes b4. Pawn takes b4. Rook d4. White intends to play rook takes b4 and dominate the board. Pawn b3 move preferred by black. Knight takes e7. Rook takes e7. Rook 4 d3. Knight e8. Rook takes b3. Rook c7. Black is struggling to keep up. Let's go to the next game.